Oh my golly gosh. Did not think I was going to do that today. Another day where I did not plan on exercising, but I have done that. This is my burn and learn, my bid to raise my amazing son Sebastian and enjoy my retirement years with my fabulous, beautiful, brilliant wife Jane and our wretched dog Huzzah. Welcome as I complain about exercise and maybe have learned something in the process. Bit late today, 6:45 my time. Oh, the stories I have to tell. I will wait till everyone gets a sense of what's going on before someone leaps onto the chat, makes it all make sense. Yeah, way later than I expected today, I've got to say. Janelle, how the heck are you? Good to see you. Yeah, it's a bit late today. I apologize for that, although it worked out very well for my schedule, I'd have to say. All glory to David. The complaining is a strange motivator, but it works. Leslie James, I'm glad to hear it. My God, there's some complaining to do. I'm dripping, absolutely dripping with sweat today. It's absolutely disgusting. Rebel Time Lady, good evening, David. I'm so sad I missed yesterday. It was my birthday. Oh my God, Rebel Time Lady, happy birthday to you. Rebel Time Lady, happy birthday to you. Rebel Time Lady, happy birthday, dear Time Lady. Rebel Time Lady, happy birthday to you. Okay, that was a happy birthday, Rebel Time Lady, that you will never forget because it's probably the worst thing you've ever seen. Elizabeth Farling, good evening to you. Wendy Olson, howdy to you. Nixie, almost midnight, good Lord. Jonathan Leeton Hoggett, of course, how are you, sir? Evening to you. Stargate gravy, that's what I'm making, Stargate gravy. It's true. It's true. I'm like a great soupy Stargate. Happy belated birthday, everyone needs to say to the fabulous and wonderful Rebel Time Lady who missed birthday yesterday. I think it's a good excuse to miss a stream when it's your birthday. I think you can bail on my great sweaty antics for one day while we do that. You'll notice I'm wearing crappy old glasses that are held together by nails, and that's because I've put my glasses somewhere and I can't find them, like the doddering old fool that I am. Oh my God, what a freaking day. So, huge rainstorm. And I remember saying to my wife just before the rainstorm, you know, I should really double check the cover I put on that hole in the roof. Well, I didn't. And so I returned to a giant dripping puddle in the corner over here, which I have now cleaned out and I think is dried out mostly. And I've gone up on the roof and tried to throw garbage bags over things. I have ordered a couple of great big tubs of this sealant material, and I'm going to grab, hopefully I've got the right size wood, a couple of pieces of scrap wood, and I am going to attempt to patch the roof, and I might even attempt to film it, because you know what, it's that, you know, you want the kind of YouTube entertainment of me on the roof of our garage with my wife. My wife will not let me climb the ladder today. I was going to go do it today. I was going to go up and faff around up there, maybe film some stuff. But she's like, there is no way you are getting on that ladder unless there's someone down there holding it and holding a phone ready to call 911. So, yeah, she loves me. What can I say? What flavor mix is Stargate gravy? Oh, it's a very, very, what should we say, gamey mix, I imagine. Oh no, I lose track of my glasses far too often. I know, Rebel Time Lady, I'm thinking maybe a little tracker. I just put a little tracker on it. They've got to make a small enough one. A little RFID, something that, I mean, RFIDs, I guess, that'll be harder to get too close to that, I would think. There's got to be something I can put on it because it's just, you know, yeah, it's nuts. I need a little Bluetooth something or another on my thing. Hello, Christian. Nice to see you. Iron Man Veronica. Hello. How often do you think you watch Stargate Atlantis? How often do I think I watch Stargate Atlantis? There's some episodes I don't think I've seen the whole of. There's some that I don't think I've seen the entire episodes of. I was watching them with my son, then he got older, and I didn't want to watch them anymore. And I did watch a lot. Any of the ones I was in, I usually had some kind of ADR, which is looping lines afterwards, which reminds me, Aaron has a very fun little short film that I'm doing some stuff for. So, yeah, I've got to do some recording for him as well. Please be in good health and safety, such like when doing the roof. Your collapse off the roof would not make good news. It'd do some great numbers for the internet, wouldn't it? No, it's a flat roof. It's honestly difficult to fall off it. I'm sure I can manage, but I don't think I need to be sort of secured or anything like that. My son is home tomorrow from work, so he can hold the ladder for me. He'll love that. And I will clamber up I'm going to cut out some pieces. I'm going to put in some new pieces. I am then going to put the goopy stuff all over it, probably get it everywhere. And I'm really, really hoping this stuff works because, well, let's just say it's got to work better than what's there now, which is a giant freaking sponge of a hole. So that's what I'm doing now. Live stream it, please. Oh, man, Jonathan Leeton is just waiting, just waiting to get his money's worth. Famous last word, it's flat, almost impossible to fall off. Jim the Evo. Yes. Well, I mean, well, first off, I don't just play a coward on television. I am a coward in everything I do in my life. I am rather cautious about things. Although I do manage to hurt myself quite a bit anyways, but I think I'll be okay. Godspeed. Oh my God, now everyone's got me nervous. Elizabeth Fallon said, Godspeed, dear man. May you survive it. All right, Burn&Learns. Let's talk Burn&Learns. 45 minutes today. Woohoo, yeah. So I did actually exercise yesterday, but I was really not in the mood to talk after I spent the day sponging out or sweeping out water and climbing on roofs in the middle of thunderstorms and things. So I did yesterday. Yesterday I only did like 25 minutes. I was tired. I was grumpy. It was just a bad freaking day. One of those. It was a black dog day. Today, a little better. You know what? It was much better because I managed to have finally a catch-up chat with Ari, who I haven't spoken to for ages, and it was just lovely to talk to him, and our evil biotech plans. So I'm really, really hoping to do some geeky stuff with him as well. But it was also just honestly just nice to catch up with him. So that's very nice. I did that. I've done some banking. That was very exciting. Helped Jane out with some website stuff. What else have I been doing? Working on Unreal Engine. Yeah, I mean, a bit of Unreal Engine stuff. Working on that tower defense thing. I've screwed up something. I don't know what I've done, but I haven't got, something's not, I think I'm missing something in my understanding of the levels of these things, of what's in what, like what class is in what. So maybe I need to step back and look at it, again. Also, the other problem, of course, is that it's been so long since I saw those tutorials. I'm having to go back and look at those tutorials while I do it, which is probably the best way of doing it anyway. So I've been working on the tower defense for that. I'm going to do a basic one first off with just regular shapes, like so the mesh. The static meshes are just squares, just cubes and spheres and that kind of cylinders and that kind of stuff. Just to keep it really, really simple, get all the workings figured out, make me figure out what's going on, why this thing's not doing what it's supposed to do. And then once that's sorted out, I'm going to import some Stargate Atlantis elements and see if I can, brand it a little with my own silliness. So looking forward to that. I'm wearing another new shirt. So I've been playing with it. I think I'll probably play with it some more, but this is my little, I mean, it looks like a million of them, but this is my little organic intelligence logo. I'm just a little sort of subtler, like a bit, it seems a little side. And then on the back, how do I, for you? Okay. So on the back, you can see it or not, it says, I don't know if you can see that, but it says organic intelligence in a very sweaty way. So that's one of my new designs. I've been trying that on today. And my God, I will say this. I'm a bit of a princess and the pea about my t-shirts. T-shirts need to be very soft and very comfortable for me. And I think I found them with these ones. They're like called Bella or something. They're really so what's fun is I get to order my own t-shirts and they're also my most favorite comfortable t-shirts too. So that's kind of fun. So there you go. So that's my little t-shirt stuff. OI, exactly. OI. Yeah, love tower defense games. Oh, Wendy Olson, it's just going to be this is just a project to learn how to use the app. So it won't be anything very exciting, but I thought it would be kind of fun to put in some silly little goofy Atlantis stuff in there maybe. So, maybe, throw in a few McKay lines or something. OI, oi, I just like it. OI, there's just something kind of funny about it. Hello from Crystal Beach Cottage, County, Fort Erie, Ontario. William Arends, you must be having a lovely time. The weather was quite sort of on and off today, but man, when it was sunny, it was beautiful. So hope you're enjoying it up there. Tina likes the look of the t-shirt. Very good. I don't know if this one looks better sweaty, like my wife said the last one was. So I'm very particular about my clothing. 100% cotton or nothing. Oh, really? I don't think I don't like 100% Tina. I think 100% Tina. I like 100% Tina, but I don't like 100% cotton. I think I prefer this slight blend. It's like a tri blend, so it has a little bit of a stretch and a little bit of a give. Probably because of my big fatty fats. I just, I like it a little bit to fit a little differently. But have a look. I like it. If you find a T-shirt that you like, if there's a type of T-shirt you like, let me know. I'll try to look it up and see if there's a way that I can get the prints on it. Although I've also promised, I was gonna get people the image file so they could print their own T-shirts if they wanted to. Like maybe just, if you want to help me out by buying the image of it, and then you can put it on whatever T-shirts you want. But anyways, what else we got? We used to go to Crystal Beach for the amusement park long ago, says Rebel Time Lady. Look at this, all these Ontarians getting together and reminiscing. I just kicked a box. One day I'll get organized in here. Hello, old git. As Christian saying hello to the old git was gaming. What's games? Evening all to you too, old git. Jeff Clark, tri-blend for me too. Yeah, that's the one I'm really liking. I'm really liking the tri-blend. Anyways, you're so right about the glasses. Granny chain, go full librarian. I know I kind of need to do that, Elizabeth, honestly. I'm happy to do that. Like, I'm totally happy to have glasses that hang around my neck like that. The other problem with that, though, is I find I keep crushing them. Tina says she would totally buy that. What would that be? The tri-blend? What's been talking about? 80% of building contractors have got jobs after people try to do their own DIY with tutorials from YouTube that they then botched. LOL. Nixie, you're so right. It's funny. I had a friend of mine years ago used to teach guitar, and he said the best thing that ever happened to guitar was the guitar apps, because people started learning on the apps, got a little bit of a sense of it, and then wanted to really learn, and then they would take classes with him. So that worked out pretty well. But yeah, I could see that. I could see a lot of botched. Look, the beginning of the pandemic, I pulled apart our entire garage. No, the wrong word, David. Bathroom. I took our entire upstairs bathroom. I pulled it apart. Beautiful demolition. Everything was dusted and vacuumed, and it was pristine. And then it sat there for the entire duration of our pandemic, and somehow my wife is still with me. But I had every intention of getting it all fixed up, but of course I never got around to it. So, Gimpy Gaming, I am behind the video and speeding to catch up. When you said flat and difficult to fall off, are you describing Hewlett's rump? Yes, Gimpy G, going straight for the butt jokes. Hello, Lance. Gated community. Time for it. Yes, now that the area has become a gated community, we just read a small cottage. Thankfully, still available. Oh, wow. Gated communities. Got to go cycling. Have a good evening. Casually, Sandra, you horrid fit person. Enjoy that cycle. Look both ways, and look out for all the cars out there, because God knows they drive like maniacs. But good exercise. Speaking of exercise, I've got a Burn&Learn to talk about. Okay, so 43 minutes today. Not a huge resistance, but I thought, you know what? I wanted a nice long session. I did 43 minutes on the torture device that is the elliptical, and I have been learning all about, I should get the name of these things, components, and this is the latest, my son putting images on the front cover of my iPad. That's the dog that I'm not a big fan of right now, but anyways, when am I ever? So, again, Jim Douglas, we've been looking at event dispatchers. I've just started on this event dispatchers, but there was also another one I looked at today. Interfaces, yes. Creating interfaces and how to use them. So basically, it's a bit like, I think the best description he had was it's a bit like USB. So all the USB ports are the same. I mean, if it's the same type of USB, all the ports are the same, but what plugs into them can be different. They all use the same interface to get into the computer or whatever it is, but they have different mechanisms once they get in there. So the idea in code is to do the same thing, where you've got code that is written once, but can be implemented by different actors within your game, and depending on what actor interacts with them, they can change as well. So they can have different things, but they're all using the same interface. So really neat stuff. And then this dispatch thing is fascinating, because the dispatch thing is a bit like a message system, which basically says, okay, guys, something's happened. And if any of you guys have a trigger on you that says that you should do something once this has happened, you should do it. So it's just, I know, this coding stuff is amazing. This is not one single stream where you don't throw shade at your poor dog. No, it's true. There is not one single stream. It's not a poor dog. She's a monster. I'm telling you, she's a monster. She wakes me up every morning for love. She comes up and licks my face and snuggles me, trying to get me to scratch her head or whatever. I'm just a lurker and don't take part in the chat, but these live streams are super comfy and I'm grateful for them. Oh, Bannock, that's very nice of you. Fantastic. Um, lurk away, baby. I mean, honestly, I think most of my life I lurked online. I was definitely a lurker. I don't know. I think I have to credit my son to a large extent for getting me into this kind of stuff because I don't think I would ever. I was very, very nervous the first couple. In fact, get this. I was talking to Rachel again. I was thinking about Rachel's acting classes. And I thought, you know what? I want to talk to her about what she's doing and how she's doing it. And she's set up a company and she's teaching kids how to do this stuff. And I thought it would be kind of, maybe people would be interested in hearing about that. I know I am. So I thought maybe I would get her over tomorrow. I've mentioned it to her, and I think she might be free for long enough to come and have a chat with us. And I thought we could do literally just something like this, or maybe slightly more formal. Maybe sit down with a cup of tea or something like that. Maybe a glass of wine, get her talking. And just we've had kind of a catch up and stuff, and I'm just first off, I would really like to see this business of hers take off. I think that'd be fantastic, both for her and for everyone else who gets to sort of benefit from this. And also, I just think it'd be really, it could be sort of an interesting thing for people to understand, where she's coming from, how she does her teaching, how it would work as an acting teacher. I don't know. It's a weird thing is like, I never really took acting classes. All of my stuff was film. I was just working on films with friends and stuff. Those were my acting classes. I never took any real acting other than like in high school and stuff. So I'm really curious to know how she approaches this stuff. And I know it's pretty new for her, and maybe she's feeling a bit self-conscious about it, but she was pretty nervous. She was pretty nervous when I mentioned it because she said, "Oh, that'd be great," and then she emailed back later and was like, But I said, like, look, they're lovely, they're really nice, and don't worry, you can't make an idiot of yourself because I will have already done it a million times. Look at me, I provide sweaty entertainment for people on the nights I can bear to hop on the elliptical machine. What do we got? I am pleased to talk with all you fine folks. So thanks for chatting with me while we chat with David. I know that's the fun part, isn't it? That's what I love. I always say this. I love the little community that builds around the community, if that makes sense. How about she races you on the running machine? We can bet on the winner. Yeah, there's no contest, Jonathan. No contest at all. Rachel will kick my butt. I only wish I could be here live more often. Not great timing for New Zealand. I know. God, I know. Yeah, I gotta start doing like live burn and learns in person. Like go around the world, exercising on elliptical machines around the world, and then coming out all hot and sweaty and talking to people live. It might be a little different live than it is on. At least here you've got a screen to protect you from this great old sweaty thing. This old goat-like aroma of me. What else we got? Tina, right? I think it'd be cool that we can actually interact with this, like our favorite. Oh yeah, no, it's fun, isn't it, Christiane? It's like, look, here's the thing. I find you a lovely bunch. I'm assuming you also find each other a lovely bunch as well. So I don't, I think that's great if you guys can, someone once said to me that actors at conventions were like the entertainment at a wedding. It really didn't matter who was on stage singing. It's nice to have something to talk about, but you're there for all the other family members. So at the conventions, you're there for all the other nerds as much as you are for the so-called celebrities as well. So I'm very glad if you can have a certain kind of event convention interaction while you're doing this. So I have to see if Rachel can convince you to come down to Atlanta too. Yeah, Rachel's in Atlanta. Of course she is. That's a good point. I'd have somewhere to stay. Although she's outside of Atlanta, I think. I don't know. But yeah, I do. Like, Jim, I'm not kidding. I really would love to get down there. Okay, you have lots of unconditional friends here. Just keep being yourself. Elizabeth Lee. Weird thing. The worst thing you can say to an actor is be yourself. Well, in auditions, it's the worst thing you can say to someone. Be yourself. Just be yourself. It's like, I don't know who I am. I'm an actor. David, you have a lot in common with Dr. McKay. Didn't need to act at all. No, I know, Walker. If only I had the smarts. But I certainly have all the foibles, that's for sure. Christian says, I do enjoy these streams very much. Oh, good. I'm glad. It's good. It's good. I'm glad people are liking it. That's why I feel like David is Rodney. There's definitely some Rodneyisms for sure. But I think Rodney is is a little more advanced in his understanding of the world than perhaps I am. Well, maybe not of the world, but certainly the physics and the astrophysics of the universe we live in. I've been seeing you on screen since I was a child. It feels surreal to be able to talk to you. Oh, well, that. Oops. No, don't stop streaming. What's going on? Stop that. Oops, I'm pressing buttons. Make the magic box work, Tina. Okay, I've been seeing you on screen since I was a child. It feels surreal to be able to talk to you. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Like, yes, I mean, it is weird. Like, I feel weird doing this. I feel weird that I can do this. I feel weirdly privileged that I can do this. I mean, like I say, I do the exercise and the learning parts of the Burn and Learn, and this is my reward for doing that. Is that I get to, pontificate for you all and participate in a little chitter chat. So, greetings from Germany. I'm off to bed now. It's very late here already. Good to see you again, Charlie Bradbury. Thank you so much. Sleep well, sweet dreams, and enjoy that Germany, of which I am very fond. William Lorenz, I need to use your reluctant but determined exercise regime to inspire me to perform higher level of physical activity before my 70-plus aged body begins to fade away. William, I think it's like everything else. Just start. Like, you're not going to be good at it. I, the first time I got on that elliptical after ages, it was 15, 20 minutes I was getting, maybe, and I felt like such a loser. I still feel like a loser. I'm now doing 45 minutes, or 43 minutes, yeah, I think just start. It's amazing how fast you get into the rhythm of it. And I gotta say, while I am reticent, are you reticent? That means you don't want to. No, I have been reticent. I have no. It's not the word I was going for. It's a good R word though. I'll think of it. Yeah, like I've definitely failed to burn alerts, and I feel it. Like, I really do. Like, I find myself getting like craving it. Like, I want to get. I just I hate the exercise. I really really hate it. But I crave the having got that over with. If there's a weird sense of accomplishment that comes with it, it's probably some feeble actor thing. Like, it's the only sense of accomplishment we can get is by forcing ourselves to exercise. But that's it. To chat, who is Rachel? Oh, Rachel Luttrell. She is Taylor from Stargate Atlantis, which I don't know how much of it I'm not sure how much of it Gimpy's watched. He's too busy doing important things. DT. What's DT, Elizabeth C? I absolutely am loving it. How about you? What is DT? What are we talking about? I'm missing stuff. Elizabeth Lee, ooh, good question. Have you ever thought about financing or participating in a film or series that is based or produced in Latin America? Ooh, Emperador. Always with the good questions. Emperador is the question. Welcome back. Question man, Emperador. There was one years and years ago that I had been asked about, but it sounded terrifying, and not terrifying in an acting way. There was some safety issues that people were worried about, so I ended up not doing it. But I'd love to. I mean, look, it's art, location, or money, right? It's almost never all of those things, right? So either you're getting money and it's a crappy job in a crappy place, or you're getting a beautiful location and the money sucks, and the role is useless. It's very, very rare that you get everything all together. I would say Stargate was one of those ones where it was both money, art, and location, because I got to enjoy all three aspects of that. C was very much like that. Cabinet of Curiosities was like that. Shape of Water was a great role and a great opportunity, but not a huge amount of money, and it was not particularly exotic location, and that it was a Toronto, but it was they all have their merits, but it's very rare that you get that triumvirate of all three of them. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to be shooting in places other than North America. It's always such a sort of an eye-opening experience to go to new places, and my wife is a huge fan of travel. I'm, like I say, a coward, not just on television, so I don't really want to travel anywhere, but I will when I have to, and I always enjoy it when I do. So I thought Rodney was mean from how you talk about it, but you're so nice. How can you be the same? Well, Elizabeth, it's funny. He was a complicated soul, that Rodney. Yeah, I mean, I think Rodney was probably, no, Rodney wasn't nice. I think nice is the wrong word. Yeah. I mean, I just think mannerisms and stuff, there's a certain and sense of humor perhaps are similar. I guess there's definitely a lot of Rodney in a lot of Rodney in here, and vice versa. I think, yeah. But if they put you in a room in Atlantis, I bet you're smarter than you think. There you go. We'll see. One day, the episode where they paint McKay as the heroic knight and Shepard's a coward is hilarious. Ah, yeah, that's that. The painting at the end of that is lovely. I can't believe I made it to this. A person with hands. I'm so excited for you. Jazz hands. A person with hands. I'm very glad you could make it too. I hope it lives up to all of the sweaty post-exercise stuff that you were hoping for. Everyone's. I just keep thinking people are gonna be like, "What the hell is going?" It's the guy from Stargate. He's all sweaty and gross and talking about how much he hates exercise. What the hell is he doing? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why there are people watching this. So Tina, we need you back at FedCon next year. Then I can meet you and you can actually know who I am. Tina, I like the sound of that. FedCon, God, man. I loved FedCon the last time I was there. I was supposed to go, and then the pandemic hit, and then it was pretty dodgy from getting around. And yeah, so I would, yeah, I'd love to do a FedCon. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it the last time I was there. I've been enjoying it over on Hype RN. I don't know what that is. Going to hang out in Limesa for a little bit. Got to dispatch my retainers again. I don't know what any of this means, Elizabeth Lee, but it sounds exciting. It's because I remember gathering around a phone in 1985 with my parents and calling my grandma for a short time because of the cost. Now I video call my mom every morning before work. It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you think about how much the phone companies were ripping us off. I mean, not to get too, too grumpy old man, but oh my God, like it couldn't have cost them that much money to send those, for us to have those phone calls, but they used to charge us up the wazoo on that stuff. All right, first step, literally, can be the hardest. Motivation is always the hardest part initially. Yeah, I mean, oh God, it's like anything. It's like anything. It's that first step, and it's such a freaking cliche. I am the worst victim of perfect being the enemy of the good, in that I don't get stuff done because I'm so worried about getting it right, and I get paralyzed by it. What is that's a great term, analysis paralysis. Like I'm supposed to be doing this Coursera thing. I'm supposed to be wrapping it up, and I just I just wind myself up tighter than I don't know, but I get myself all worked up about stuff, and I can't concentrate, and I keep coming up with reasons why I can't finish. Like, so it's two things for me. Getting started, I'm always pretty good about leaping into things. Being able to continue them is always the problem. That's the ADHD thing. That's just what I'm afraid I'm sort of born with that, and I just have to figure that stuff out. So the finishing the stuff for me is the killer. But sticking with it, I mean, what I will say this about exercise: once you get on that elliptical torture device or whatever you choose for yourself, I've come up with something that even when there's a hole in the garage, I can still do it. I really don't have an excuse while I'm home not to be doing an elliptical at least every other day, and my goal is to try to do it at least every other day. If I could do it every day, that'd be amazing, but I've tried to make that promise before, and I don't want to beat myself up about it. So the key is, I think, not to think about, oh my God, I got to do this every day. I think the key is just to do it. I've just got to do it today. It makes a big difference. I mean, again, it all sounds so cliche, but it really is. Just do something. Go do 10 push-ups and sit-ups or something, or walk around the block, get your heart rate up, something like that. Just do something, and it makes a difference. And you'll find that the just starting a little bit will get you moving. Oh my God, I'm turning into like a self-help guy. You can do it. Join my Mega Mind workout exercise classes. All right, now just about every sci-fi show is getting a reboot. Star Trek, Babylon 5, etc. Any chance of Stargate Atlantis reboot? It ended way too soon. I agree. Too damn soon, Anthony. I've not heard anything. I know there is many a people trying to get that to happen, including all of the writers and producers and stuff, I'm sure. So who knows? Amazon's got it now. Maybe there's some hope there. Not even maybe. I'm sure there is some hope there. What they're gonna come up with, I don't know. I mean, reboots. I mean, some reboots working pretty great, but others, I don't know. We'll see. Some stuff is just like, it was so great the first time. Why bother doing it again? What is your favorite cast member for Stargate Atlantis set? Rod. Absolutely, Rod. Yeah, from the Rodney McKay from the alternate universe was really my favorite cast member to work with. Jeff Clark, the human body is very adaptable. It adapts to doing nothing, and it adapts to doing something. Unfortunately, I think it's much faster at adapting to doing nothing in my case, Jeff. But yes, good point. Oh, you were talking about Rachel Luttrell. Yeah, Rachel Luttrell. That's what I was talking about. DT's Dawn Trail, and a new update for the game we play, Final Fantasy 14. My God, I remember Final Fantasy. Now there's 14. Oh, wow, it's grown up. Soon it'll be able to go out in the old world on its own. Dawn Trail, Fantasy 14 expansion just came out. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you all. Have you ever taken an IQ test? What do you think McKay's would be? Well, I'm sure McKay's would be through the roof. I'm sure mine would be a disaster. I'm not a big believer in IQ tests. I've got to say, I feel, and maybe that's just my own way of maybe that's my way of protecting myself from the inevitable disappointment of whatever test I took. But I just don't know exactly. They always felt a bit, arbitrary to me. It always felt a bit like, well, this is how, you know, are they designed for people who are they designed for quote unquote normal thinking people? I mean, are they designed for neurodivergent people? Are they designed for? They feel very sort of 1970s to me, and just they feel sort of very old and white and inappropriate, so to speak. Cube, you're right, Christian. Cube, great movie. Was McKay good with kids? I mean, I think unfortunately he was, because he treated them like humans, just as badly as he treated humans. I think so. And I think they sort of responded to that. I've always felt the same way about myself. I tend to just treat kids like they're grown-ups, and they seem to appreciate that. Rodney had a good heart, but bad social skills. Nicely put, Tina. You're back on the Christmas list. Person with hands says, I love Stargate Atlantis. Do you stay in contact with some of the actors from the SGA? Well, as I was just, person with hands, I was just saying, Rachel Luttrell is going to be over again tomorrow, hopefully. I saw her a couple of days ago, and we saw everybody in Basingstoke, so it's always a pleasure. I see them whenever I can, honestly. If they're ever in town, if anyone's ever in town, anyone's ever around, I'm always hoping to see them. And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Rachel was lovely enough to come by and say hello, and so we got to hang out and catch up, and I'm reminded yet again at how fabulous she is. I'm from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Woohoo, Laura Will York, welcome. All the way from the fabulous East Coast. I was just in St. John's, and God, what a fabulous part of Canada. Good evening to you, David Sams. Mark Deal says, hey, from Richmond, Virginia. Wow, well, welcome. Wormhole 42, David, serious question. David, serious question. Everyone, serious question. Would there be any point in trying to get into acting these days if you're, say, over 45? Yeah, absolutely. Wormhole, this is the thing. I think, it depends what you want to play and what you're willing to play. But there is the only time you can't act is when you're dead and gone, right? There's roles for everybody. It's just what you're willing to do and what you want to achieve with it. If you want to go and be, a leading movie star Momoa type, then, chances are 45 is it's a bit difficult time to get into that. But there's still lots of great roles out there. And you could make your own roles, and yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's ever too late. In fact, I think it's one of the depressing things about acting is that people can quit for 20 years, come back again, and do just as well as someone who's been doing it the entire time. So yeah, absolutely. It's never a good time to be an actor, and so it's always a good time to be an actor, if that makes sense. I've always said this. Look, I love acting. I love everything about acting except being an actor. I hate being an actor. The being an actor part is the shittiest part of it all, but the actual doing it, the acting stuff, is magnificent. The problem is that's what people see, right? When people see actors, they see actors acting. They're in their environment, they're doing the stuff that they love so much. Of course they're having fun, of course they're horsing around, of course they're loving life. It's the between stuff that drives you crazy, and that's why that's why I've got a garage full of fun things to play with, because it keeps me busy between gigs. You know what I mean? Although these days I like the stuff that keeps me busy between gigs almost more than the gigs sometimes now. Is Stargate the project that you were most proud of that you've taken part of? I don't know, Roland. I mean, I think Stargate was a big established show. I don't feel like I could take credit for I don't feel like I could be proud of Stargate. It existed so beautifully and so well long before I was ever there. Um, I was I was proud of the work I did. I really enjoyed the work I did. I don't I mean proud is a weird word because I never really felt proud. I just felt like I was just enjoying myself, and I think that maybe that was what people responded to. But I was very lucky that people seemed to really like the character, and it was a great. It was, I think is the best character on the show, frankly, on all the shows. I just think he's an absolutely magnificent character. And that's not because I played it, it's because I just think it's just a really well written role. Um, but roles that I'm proud of. I mean, or projects that I'm proud of. I mean, probably the one I'm most proud of is A Dog's Breakfast because there was just so many moving parts in that, and it was so much about getting friends and family and such together and making our own thing. I think that's probably what I was most proud of. Although, I say that Cube, I mean, again, because working with friends and stuff makes a big difference. Cabinet of Curiosities. I mean, God, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so weird about acting. Like, I feel it's such a weird job. There's a wonderful quote. An old actor, who had just done this brilliant, Laurence Olivier, brilliant performance on stage, and his friends came by to congratulate him on this brilliant performance. He'd locked the door and he wouldn't let anyone in. And they're like, "But what are you upset about? It was brilliant. It was brilliant." And he said, "I know it's brilliant, but I don't know why." So it sounds like a total prima donna, but there's something to that where I feel like I've always been a very reactive actor. Like I basically just, as long as I know my lines and I know my character, so to speak, and I've done my homework, I can walk on set. And to me, my job in life is just to react to what comes at you. And so it's weird to feel proud of just having sort of instinctively doing stuff. Yes, there's some technical stuff that I'm proud of that can help tell a story, but yeah, I mean, oh god, I'm pontificating, aren't I? Anyways, you got me on a tangent there, Roland. Well done, Roland Gr. Double time lady, welcome in later, chat folk. Indeed, half of the phone company's expenses were just billing. Yeah, no kidding. It's true. The amount of people it took them to get the money out of people. Yeah. What do we got? Oh hell yes. I just had a daughter myself, and having some pounds I need to shift. I now totally get these Burn&Learns now. As soon as she was born, I was instantly focused on being Arnold. Oh, around. I thought you were getting fit. Around for her as long as possible. Damn right, Anthony. Alan Rickman only started acting in his mid 40s. Yeah, there you go, Nixie. I mean, yeah. Wormhole, that's absolutely like a great example. There really are no rules when it comes to acting. None at all. You just, I think it's, yeah, I mean, be sensible about it. Don't throw away the day job or anything to start, maybe. But yeah, absolutely. I think you should. Why not? Really, if you can, why not? You ever consider writing a book about your time on Stargate? Beginning of days, a memoir. What would I call it? I'd call it. Ah, come on. I think about it. It's so funny because I don't know what I'd write about. Like I feel like I've talked about all this stuff before, anyways. I'm not sure what maybe a pseudo fiction it'd be more, I almost feel like it'd be more fun to make something up, because then you could really have fun and pretend where things went, and you wouldn't have to worry about hurting anyone's feelings or saying the wrong things or getting in trouble with people who you love. And I feel like maybe a kind of a is that real kind of approach would be kind of fun. So now you got me thinking about it. All right, how many minutes do you run on the machine or cycling? I'm assuming you started maybe with 10 minutes at first or 15. Literally, I think the first run I did was, the first elliptical torture device session, I think was about 15 minutes. And I came off and I was exhausted, like absolutely exhausted. And I was like, what is the freaking point? I used to run, well, I never ran marathons, but I used to run 10K, without batting an eyelid. And now I definitely, I feel it in my legs a lot. But there's just it's just having it done. It's like a lot of things. I feel the same way about writing. I freaking hate writing, but having written is a great feeling. So it forces you to do the writing. And the only time I write, by the way, before anyone asks, is because when Jane asks me. She asked me to write a horror film. I wrote a horror film. That's it. I only write when Jane asks me because I do not like writing. I've been doing a lot of walking lately. That's good. Keeping track of my steps. That's good. I'm down about 15 pounds in the last year. Well done, Wormhole. That's great. The other thing that worked really well for me, which I haven't done this time, which I should probably consider, is track the food you eat. I say that and I feel guilty just saying that because it was, it's eye opening. Like you go into McDonald's, you're like, all right, great, give me 2 Big Macs. And then you look and you see how many calories there are, and you're like, what the, no freaking way. I'm not doing that. Give me a freaking salad. Like you could talk yourself out of a lot of this stuff. God, these glasses are so uncomfortable. I think I know why I got new ones. I think I just broke them anyways. Um, yeah, I would definitely recommend that. I use something called, is it Track My Fitness or something, or My Fitness Pal. I think it was My Fitness Pal. I used it. Got all. I don't know if they now charge you and stuff for stuff, but I was using the free version. And it was great. It was just a great way of sort of working it, and it has a kind of a slightly scientific feel to it. You go like, I must document my breakfast, and you have little shortcuts for your eggs and bacon and stuff, and you just knowing how much. And I know calories are kind of a weird, debatable way of gauging this, but it's at least it's a number. It's a way of quantifying what you've been putting in your body. So, like if I sit down before I eat a bag of chips to put in what a bag of chips is going to set me back in the way of calories, I'll often skip the chips. Now, that's why I don't do it, because I like the chips. But yeah, if I was on a, if I think if I was really focused on losing some weight again, I would do. I think I would do My Fitness Pal or something similar like that, where you track your calories. I wish there was an automatic. I wish there was. They need like an AI where you take a picture of the plate and then it works out what the calories are for you. I mean, that would be ideal, because I think that would just make it so much easier for people. And I mean, it's just about trying to make it as frictionless as possible. Um, but uh, but yeah, right now, honestly, I just want to get into an exercise regime. As long as I'm doing exercise on a regular basis, once I've got that, I feel like then I could start beating myself up with some vegetables. Making a habit helps. I used to participate in powerlifting. Oh wow! Then had a stroke, and that went out the window for a good few years. Whilst I worked on getting part of being a coordinator again. Oh my God! Wow! Old Get What Games is old Get What lifted heavy weights. Wow! Well done on you for getting back on the treadmill after all that. That's a serious blow. Robert's like a mix of Ronan and Shepard, wasn't he? He wishes he was. In Germany, some people say sport is murder. It rhymes in German. I like it. Sport is murder. Sport is murder. Oh my God, I've been watching so many freaking football games. And by football, I mean soccer here in Toronto. Um, yeah, my kids got me watching. There's a there's a European ones that I'm watching. So England just won, and everyone's very excited about that. I was very excited too, because I was supposed to be. Um, and then we've also been watching these Copa ones as well. And we got Canada got booted out the other day, but it's kind of fun to just scream at the screen and hang out with your kid and stuff. So I've been doing a lot of that recently as well. I'm smart, but I'm terrible at taking tests. Jeff Clark, very good. I'm terrible at taking tests, and it might be because I'm not smart. I don't know. Travelers is a great show. I know. Brad Wright keeps telling me that. He keeps telling me I should watch it, and I really should. I mean to. Normal is just a setting on the dryer. Ooh, bite me, I'm Klingon. 69, I like that. The question I have around IQ tests is what predictive value they have outside of performance on subsequent IQ tests. Yeah, there you go. That's a good question. Canada, I thought it was very funny having your sister on there. Yeah, it was fun. It's very nice. It's nice having Kate around. Wile E. Coyote. All right, folks, I got to move. I realize it's almost 7:30, and you guys are up too late. Greetings from Manchester, UK. Woohoo, Mr. Grumps, England. Literary Studios Canada. Why? What's this? I'm moving to Florida in October. Really? Wow. Florida. What's in Florida, buddy? We have to go metal direct detecting. Yes, in my Morris Minor convertible when you're in the UK next. Damn right, David Sams. I like the sound of that. You know, we have a Morris Minor too, right? Jane has a Morris Minor that's the same age as her. Live with an actor and you'll never want to be an actor. LOL. Yeah, that'll do it. I don't like actors. You know, like for the most part, I avoid them. I lived in Texas for 2 years and Florida for a year. What do you make of it, Legendary Studios Canada? So you're going back to Florida? You prefer Florida to Texas? What's your take? For me, you are the best part of all Stargate shows. Oh, Iron Man Veronica, thank you. Not that they're unpleasant, but they always seem to be stressed out and looking for work or working for free. Oh God, actors are, yeah, no, they're neurotic. It's like, I mean, it's part of the requirement for actors is to be, whoa, you scared the crap out of me. Wow. My wife came in the door and scared the crap out of me by firing the magnetic sheet against the door.
Yeah, didn't really expect
I was just actually telling them that I gotta wrap it up.
You do.
I do. All right, everybody. If you want to get one of my fancy shirts, go to techbandits.org. There's a store there. You can pick them up. That would be much appreciated. Helps out. Might pay for some of the roof sealant that's arriving tomorrow. No, or the day after tomorrow, something like that. I was telling them you won't let me on the roof until
somebody's holding the ladder.
Until someone's holding the ladder. That's what she said. I knew. It's like I knew she was going to say that. That someone will be Baz tomorrow because he's not working. So.
Yeah.
All right, I better go. So, in the meantime, until we geek again, I will say: be brave, be kind, be brilliant. Cheerio and huzzah! And next time you see me, I could be dangling from a roof.
Or talking to Rachel.
Or talking to Rachel. That's true. Yeah, or talking to Rachel. One of the two. Yeah, what will I do? I'll try to tweet it out or something when I find out exactly if she's coming over and when she's coming over and whether she chickened out or not. We'll see. All right. All the best. Cheerio. Huzzah. Bye.